collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Lyons. Mal for short. They are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace, from a professional witch. Available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box, and you can check it out by clicking the link because it's available on Kindle. Preview it for free if you like. My mystic creativity written down in a Kindle. And I'm also on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle. Honestly, we're talking work, career, vocation. One of the best career moves, probably the best career move I have ever made, and I've been doing this a very, very long time. My subscribers over on Patreon, all levels, get the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. No part 2 for this one, no extended for this timeless series. But they also get me every single morning, without a break for quite a while now, every morning in a daily check-in, an unlisted YouTube live stream link, where they can chat with me every single morning, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, a little prayer, a little blessing, a little magic, a little miracles, a little mysticism, a little something, something to send us on our way. And no lie, it is my favorite way to start the day, even though it rhymes. And I love it over there. And if you are a creative type yourself, I highly recommend it. And if you're looking for a deeper dive into magic, miracles, mysticism, and Mal, come Patreon on Patreon. Because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you could just call me Mal, shall we? My Leos, I am Mars conjunct Leo rising, so, you know. Literally in my name as well as my astrology, so you know, you just got to roll with it. So let's get down to business. If you are new to my channel, this is technically what's called a 3-level of power read, or 3 levels of power read. The 3 levels of power, I learned it through Carolyn Myss, MYSS. She's a PhD and an author of the book Sacred Contracts. These are her archetype cards. Well, not hers personally, but you know, she wrote them. We're gonna have fun with this read, I have a feeling. And there is a link in the description box to a lecture of Caroline talking about the 3 levels of power if you want to see how this works. But essentially, it's 3 symbolic archetypal lenses to help you look at lots of different things. In this case, your life purpose, how you survive with your work, how you create in your career, and how you do your spiritual mystical thing in your vocation. There are chakras involved. We'll talk about it as we get there. And I love this, and I love these readings. I only do them 2 or 3 times a year because work, career, vocation, let it take time unless it comes like that, and sometimes it does show up in the readings that way. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. Do we have feline chicanery going on? What's going on over there, Melchior? I see you. Figures, the Leo read, the cats. Melchior, I will pull this reading over. I'll be right back. It's alright, I'm not mad. I just don't like you eating stuff you're not supposed to eat. He's a Taurus. What are you going to do? So what was I saying? All right, so check your other signs. Working from home. No, I love it. And I love my boys, my 3 black cats, my 3 sons, Fred McMurray. Sorry. Where was I? Right. My job is to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can, the clues, the tips, the hints. So check your other signs if you see repetitions of these archetypes in the title. To alchemize, the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, to evolve, to grow, to shine your light at full capacity. And as you do that, you're shifting timelines, not just for yourself and for the people that you love, but for all of life on planet Earth and who knows where else. All right, enough. So both feet on the floor if you can, and focus on your breath if you will. I will do my best because we're all in this together. And I am a Leo rising, Mars conjunct, and the shift from explanation to divination comes in this lovely little 2-word spell the divine gave me, so it happens in the still point. Ready? Oof. Cats are distracting. Meow. Still point. Oh yeah, and here we go. Alright, using the Caroline Myss archetype cards. I call to the collective pantheons of the divine for the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading so that the cross-watchers can get what they're kind of going through, as well as perhaps be of support and understanding. So please, pantheons of the divine, 3 archetypes, 1 for their work, 1 for their career, 1 for their vocation. Let's start with work. Face down. What's the dominant 8th chakra archetype for their first level of power? Work. Survival, intuition, lower 3 chakra dominant, but we'll get there. In their career, their 2nd level of power, personal level of power, their creativity, their passion, their hunger, their thirst. Heart, third eye, crown chakra dominant, but what's the 8th chakra? Hovering over that, and their vocation, their spiritual calling, their spiritual, mystical, divine kind of stuff. Hovering over the head, 8th chakra dominant, 3rd level of power, their vocation. Let's see who we're dealing with in the contract you are looking at. We lay them down, work, career, vocation, but you read them vocation, career, work, or at least that's how I do it. I love this. Well, every archetype is neutral. It is a spectrum from toxic to healthy, lead to gold, pain to peace. I prefer the language of spiritual alchemy because it's easier symbolically to do that. Written on each card is the shadow attribute. That's the lead. That's the toxic, right? The limitations, whatever you want to call it. The light is the gold. 3 atoms in between lead and gold. They can't be created or destroyed, only changed. Again, we're talking symbolism here, right? We're talking archetype. Can't be created or destroyed, only changed or transformed. And that's what our life paths are about, what our sacred... we agreed to these on some level. And you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So that's why, you know, even if it's for a season, that can be like 10 years out of your life. So let's talk about this. The Queen, Liberator, Mediator. Good God us almighty. The Queen archetype is a feminine family archetype. The Liberator is an action family archetype. And the Mediator is a wisdom family archetype. So I'm loving this a whole bunch. And I love that you have the Queen. I'll claim it, perhaps. The Queen archetype. Feminine family archetype. The shadow becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. Well, how dare you? Off with their heads. Queen, please! Light attribute radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Leo, come on, Lyons. The lioness is the male, you know, definitely the king of the forest, but the queen is the one that keeps it all going. Look, this is not about biological gender. I'm going to say particularly because we're talking about your spiritual mystical power, that part of you, your higher self, which is outside of gender and politics and all of that. But this is the pattern sending down the codes to the chakras, what you attract and what you repel in these 3 areas of your life. So the Queen, that's intense. The Liberator, love the Liberator archetype. Well, the Shadow, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. I highly recommend watching on Netflix Kunk on Earth, because that take on it is geniusly stupid, but makes a point. You're liberating people. Okay, nice blankets. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns for heart, third eye, crown dominant. In your career, that's wonderful, and it is about liberating yourself. First, usually, what do you do? Liberate someone from their chains while you're still in your own. It's metaphor, except maybe for some of you. Leos out there, chips, dips, chains, whips. The Mediator, however, wisdom family archetype in your work is magnificent. Again, the shadow first. Negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either a gender, Let me try that again. Negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. It's putting your thumb on the scale. The light attribute gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. And, you know, depending on your birth order and your family, if you're not an only child, there's usually one of them that's the mediator. Usually it's the Jan Brady, right? Was his name Philip Glass, right? No, Philip Glass is the musician. Comment, what was his first name? I don't remember. I didn't date him, shockingly enough. Okay, so we're looking at a Queen, Liberator, Mediator contract. This feels good intuitively, but this is all hovering up there in the higher, above the chakras in the body. So let's start bringing it down into physical form. We use Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the next 4 chakras down. Now, like I said, the archetypes are really 8th chakra dominant. Second level of power here. Your career is heart, third eye, crown dominant, but we're going to look at that in all 3 levels. Please take a nice deep breath. I love my work. Dress for the job you want. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the south, please. Beloved goddesses of fixed fire, Leo dynamic, creativity, good fortune, pleasure. Yummy. Meow. 3 cards face down for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What's going on? Heart, third eye, crown in their work, Mediator in the 8th. They can alchemize that from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. In their career, the Liberator. Feels good. What's going on there? A heart, third eye, crown. For the Libras and the cross watchers, I am patient. I can wait. Liberator, second level of power, heart, third eye, crown, because it is heart, third eye, crown dominant. It's important. They're all important to get the right cards on the table. Oh, Queen, please, my goddesses, woo, feminine family archetype in the 8th chakra of their vocation. What's going on there? Because, you know, a queen's got a queen. Let's start with our queen. Oh, your majesty. Oh, your majesty. You have 10 of Pentacles on the inside. Harvest. You have immense wisdom. You've alchemized quite a bit of lead to gold, I'm going to say. Because of your spiritual life, your mystical life, your religious who's what's us, you do you. But, you know, I've worked for queen archetypes in the spiritual, metaphysical, new age, pagan, magical industry for decades. That's why I work alone. Well, and all one. That's why I started my own company, right? And even then, still dealing with others. Oh, I will work with a queen, but I will not work for a queen. Why? Because your majesty is in residence, right? Hello. So, look, I'm Leo rising. I can take that as saying, girl... Get ready, because you have the wisdom. When it's an earth card on the inside, that is about the wisdom that cannot be stolen from you, because you learned by taking knowledge and putting it in and gaining experience from it in the outside world. That's amazing. The Liberator, with the star, holy crap. When it's a major arcana card, lower 3 chakras or heart, third eye, crown, it's all of them at once. This is the highest vibrational tarot card in my experience as a reader, the way I almost always feel it. The star is the highest altitudinal from where we are, right? It is the card of guidance and grace and inspiration and, of course, hope and wishes and all of that stuff. So each chakra can experience that very differently. So can you imagine doing the alchemy here and liberating whatever might keep them from unifying? Letting that starlight come all the way through. You're a star. And you're a star to help liberate this world. And, you know, yourself and the people around you, right? Releasing negative thought patterns. Definitely look at the third eye and the throat in terms of choosing, delaying or not delaying that process. But freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs. That's hot. All right. Ooh, this is getting more and more personal with that regard. All right, mediator. Because, sometimes you just got to negotiate contracts, right? And sometimes you're in between, when it's like three parties in a contract. Oh, the two flames on the inner. All right, let's talk. Look, you haven't made your choice on this yet of what you want to do, but think about it. The mediator, trying to create fairness and balance. This is Mahueha. Look her up. I believe Polynesian volcano fire goddess, juggling fire. This is the indecision card. It's only a choice, mind you. It's not life-changing. It's not major arcana. But I'm going to say this is throat chakra. You're chewing on it. Well, I'm going to do that. You want to do it. All right, keep this in mind, and I think this is going to help you liberate a lot. If you could take the metaphor and the reality of the little puppet show I'm about to give you. On this side is the human ego. Rah, 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 rah. On this side is the immortal soul. Oh no, it's cool. Hey, we'll work it out. Look, we're in other lives simultaneously. It's all good. All right? Okay. And in the middle is the heroic personality, the hero on the journey. Right? And sometimes that's exactly what that is. Are you gonna be integral with it? Are you going to put your thumb on the scale? Are you going to, because you know somebody, right, Leah, because you have a relationship with somebody just automatically, no matter what the facts are? Well, that's going to affect your wisdom of how you move forward. Now, that is an ethics thing, right? Particularly in work. Let's see what this is about, particularly with a queen, like an entitled queen. Entitlement is one of the 7 deadly sins. It replaced lust because it's essentially the same thing. Leos and lust, I've been there. I've dated a bunch of you. Woof. Meow, sorry. Let's not conflate canine with feline. Not today, Satin, not today. Look, let's see what this looks like on the outside, lower 3 chakras. We use the Mythic Tarot by Juliet Sherman Burke to look at the masculine energy. Leo is a masculine fire sign. The air and the fire signs are masculine. The water and the earth signs are feminine. I didn't make it that way. Please don't cancel me. But from the outside in, looking at you, right? Step out. Check yourself, right? Maybe you from the outside in, looking at people, places, and things. Because lower 3 chakra are about relationships in the physical world, and the solar plexus, Leo, ruled by the sun, keep in mind, is your relationship to yourself in the world. Who you want to be, who you don't want to be, your boundaries, your ethics. And that might be on the table in the physical work world. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Here we go. I call upon my gods of fire, sign of Leo. Powers of the south, please, beloved gods of fixed fire, creativity, good fortune, 5th house, Leo, dynamic. 3 cards, face down. For the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading in their work, career, vocation, outside in, inside out, relationships in the world, including their relationship to their personality, right? The ego, the personality, who they want to be in this world, particularly with Mediator on the table. First level of power, I got Mediator in the 8th. Indecision, 2 of flames on the inner. What's going on the outer there? Liberator in the 8th of their career, which for creativity, artistry, any of that is huge, right? Particularly with the inspiration, the guidance, and the grace. It's pretty much being lit with starlight from within, from the higher realms. How do we begin to ground that? Well, little by little. What do you got from the outside and inside out, lower 3 chakra dynamic? I just riff until the right card hits my hand. And oh my goodness gracious, Queen, please. 8th chakra, the Queen, their vocation, harvest on the inner, 10 of Pentacles, that's an inner wealth that cannot be stolen. What's going on there, lower 3 chakras, in this timeless Leo crosswatcher read? Work, career, vocation. Page of Swords on the outer. messages coming in. Pages aren't necessarily zodiacal signs to me in terms of, the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be, but these are messages and they're coming in quick. Now, okay, the stocky thing, maybe, but there is something about a queen going up to, the top of the castle. Right, and hearing and seeing and taking that in. I'm going to say lower 3 chakras. There's a lot going on here in terms of information coming to you, and maybe communication, because the pages are messengers, but a messenger can be an email. It's carrying something, right? So we'll see. We've got, oh, by the way, this is a 13 card read. You guys get a wild deck. Every reading, every sign gets a 13th card, the same basic 12, but you're getting the Divine Animals Oracle today as your 13th card, your last card down. So I have a feeling that, depending, that could be clarified rather succinctly. In your career, though, I gotta tell you, Liberator in the 8th, Star on the inner, 5 of Pentacles on the outer. Might be going through some financial hardship. In terms of your career, a lot of people are, and when you see what's going on in the work situation, you might see why. Being left out in the cold, maybe not feeling as seen as you'd like to be seen. Keep in mind, the Queen is here, right? So this is beginning to feel like your leverage. That's also why I say check your other signs, because usually each sign has its own leverage, and you shift one a little bit, it affects everything across your astrological work, career, vocation. So this 5 of Pentacles, I mean, it's tricky. It's tricky. Have you been left out in the cold in your career? Do you feel like it's just you doing that? You're not getting the recognition that you need, which for Leo can be a thing. But with the Star on the inner, oh, I get it, and Liberator on the outer, these very 5 of Pentacle moments, because they're things that happen, minor arcana. They're not major, they're minor. Things that come and go, right? This too shall pass, right? Necessary for artists. For example, the starving artist. It brings out the best in us. And good times and bump times, I've had them all, and my dear, I'm still here. A little lane stretch, a little Sondheim for you there. I'm a musical theater kid. Don't be shocked. So yeah, shine your light at full capacity here. Not, well, how about this? Because of that 5 of Pentacles. 5s are numbers of change. That's what I mean. It's like it will stabilize. You'll get to the 6, which is, you can't get to the 5 from the 4 to the 6 without the 5. So there may be a change, a shift there. But 5 of Pentacles rarely feels good. I'm not getting that vibe that it does here, because here your second major arcana card is about to hit the table. The Mediator in the 8th chakra, right? Fairness, balance, wisdom, family archetype, and you've got this golden wisdom here, but it's spiritual. Keep that in mind. 2 of Flames, not sure what to do, and that makes sense because you got the Hangman on the outer. Prometheus bound after stealing fire. By the way, he's a Titan, not an Olympian. He's like their uncle, right? And humanity was like going through it. And Prometheus was like, but they're so cute. So he went and stole fire. This is my version. And the other gods found out. And the humans still had fire, by the way. So it worked. But they hung him upside down from a rock in Tartarus, which is far below the underworld, as the underworld is below ours. So don't conflate Tartarus with the underworld. Location, right? And every day a vulture or an eagle, depending on who you read, and it's all Greek to me, would come and peck his liver out, and it would grow back, because you're an immortal. Whoopsie. Now, I don't think you got it that bad here, but I will say a sacrifice has to be made here. The difference is this is divine corporal punishment. This is voluntary sacrifice, letting go of something, often a point of view, a peace of mind. Liberator might be really big in that, but it is also like the divine pause button. Lower 3 chakras, it's saying chill, relax, find stillness, right? Lower 3 chakras. While you chew on this to find what's fair, you might have to see this radically differently. Now, let's just do this. The gods are in the house. They always are. Well, at least their antennae are back there. Whoopsie. The more traditional version that we see of the hangman is more akin to Odin, plucking out his eye for cash and prizes, right? The runes, if I remember correctly, I think there was a boat involved. There was a lot, but he had to give them to the Norns, essentially the Fates, to do that. And you know, to see things differently. Oh, but hung himself upside down on Yggdrasil, the world tree, for 9 days. 9 days! Defending your life. So, you know, there is a sacrifice here, but the type of sacrifice can be done fairly. And I would see wanting to chew on that for a while. I'm really going to say your leverage, oddly enough, is 5 of Pentacles on the outer, Star on the inner, Liberator in your career. Get into your inspiration and your creativity, because your inspiration seems to have a lot of wisdom in there and messages coming in. This way, though, not necessarily this way. Okay, all right, good. Tarot on the table. Let's get you 3 Matt Kahn healing mantras, 1 for each level of power. We're not doing the bookie books. These readings are long enough, right? But I've had this deck for over 3 years, so let's see what the divine has to say and what comes out my mouth. Please take a nice deep breath. You're on the edge of your seat. I'm chilling in the still point. I love you guys. I call upon the ascended masters of life purpose through the archetypal lenses of work, career, vocation, 3 levels of power. Please, beloved ones, the perfect healing mantras, work, career, vocation, for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, that particular branch of the Ascended Master Law Firm in the Akashic Records building. Please, what do we got? They got Mediator in the 8th in their work, first level of power, 2 flames on the inner. I get it. Chewing on it. Indecisive, and why wouldn't they need to just hang upside down for a little bit in their work? There's the mantra. In their career, they got the Liberator in the 8th, the Star on the inner, but 5 of Pentacles on the outer, which kind of getting, it's like, if that's been going on for a while, that feeling of impoverishment, being left out in the cold, which in a career can mean all sorts of things. What's the healing mantra? To help them alchemize that, because it often brings out the best in our creativity. Walking on Sunshine was probably not inspired from a bad day, and I love that song, but the stuff that touches us, right, creatively often comes from suffering because of lack and loss. So if that's not the dominant leverage for this reading, then this has got to be the Queen in the 8th of the 3rd level of power, the vocation, the spiritual calling with 10 of Pentacles. The wealth is within. It's turning us inward to find the wealth within and then communicate it and receive communications and think about it, but on a more spiritual level, perhaps, in terms of our moment-to-moment, day-to-day conversations with people, even as the Queen. What's the perfect healing mantra? Throat chakra. Choices. Goodness gracious. For the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, this timeless work, career, vocation reading. Okay. Oh, if only they gave me more than 100 characters to put things in the title. In your vocation, the Queen, 10 of Pentacles on the inner, Page of Swords on the outer, uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Someone's got a queen in the queendom. In your career, this is leverage, but this is shadow work leverage. The alchemy is here. Liberator in the 8th. Star on the inner. The guidance, the grace is there. Things may not be going so well on the outside because demystifying darkness. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Instead of chasing the light, you are the light. You are the star. Whatever fears, lacks, limitations you're going through, it's not your fault. It's your responsibility. And I know we conflate those two things it's your fault. No, it's our ability to respond, though. I love you. It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. This is a destiny thing. Believe me, I've done the starving artist thing. Trust me, I've done the mystical artist. Yeah, I made my own way. I'm a bit of a pioneer, perhaps, because I started early, but that's all. Lots of professional witches on the planet before me, and will be after me for sure. But in terms of, an S corporation, I might be the first running it solo. So look, I get that. Maybe you're feeling a little isolated, a little lonely, but it's being done so that you can go inside. And, it's such a great way to say it. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. So what's your shadow, right? Imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Well, maybe you experienced a liberator who did that. And that's why to go in and find that wisdom, alchemize it, and be the queen. To come from a more higher chakra place, uncovering confidence, you're the missing piece of the universe. That makes sense. Right, the wounds, the lead here, the potential that you have. You don't show, if that one piece of the puzzle doesn't show up, that's the one we like emptying out the garbage and vacuum bags and turning over the couch, right? So show up, Leo. It's not like you don't wanna. Okay, and in work, Mediator, in the 8th, 2 of Flames on the inner, Hangman on the outer, polishing my heart, feeling is a power that helps me heal. Right? So you uncover your confidence by demystifying your darkness, by polishing your heart. And how you do that is feeling is a power that helps you heal. Your shadow shows me where that love needs to be sent, because you are a missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. You knew that already, Leo. You're a Leo. You're just maybe not the center of it. That's the center point of the universe. This is where the Big Bang began. We were all there at one point. Hey, I'm Leo rising, I know. Kidding. Sorta. Okay. Well, like Aristotle said, you gotta dance like nobody's watching. The Divine Animals Oracle, your wild deck, if you will, because the animal totems, while I'm setting up the other decks and, doing the behind-the-scenes, non-interesting stuff, yet still creative, I say, who wants to come? This is the one that wanted to come play. So, the Divine Animals Oracle from Stacy DeMarco. Work-Career-Vocation, not a bad idea, actually. Because you're dealing with animals at work, too, most likely. The human variety, that Homo sapiens, too. Please take a nice deep breath. Some of you just got a 1980s earworm, didn't ya? You're welcome. Still point. Meaner, meaner, meaner. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Ooh, watching this video, receiving this reading. Who walks with us, who swims with us, who flies with us, who crawls with us, giving us the support, the protection, the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power from the animal pantheon to help us alchemize our shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, poverty to prosperity, right? Failure to success, because that's all location, location, location anyway. So yeah, what's the oracle message to help us fulfill our life purpose in this timeless work, career, vocation read? Polar bear. I've dated a bunch. Polar bear. Salmon, anybody? Polar bear. Are you kidding me? Ancestors? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The key word is ancestors. Select. There are 2 different types of ancestors in my personal experience, and I also teach this. You have, of course, your genetic ancestors. Used to mean people in your family genetic lineage that died before you were born. Doesn't mean that anymore, apparently, but, you do you. The other is your symbolic, your archetypal ancestors, right? Symbolique. List out. I mean, Gerald Gardner. I'm just talking the witch lineage, right? Scott Cunningham, even though he was alive while I was alive, right? We're both alive at the same time. So the polar bear The magic on this one will probably be intense. I'm only reading the first part and the last part. This is an info-dense bookie book. Thank you, Stacy DeMarco. If anybody knows her, tell her I'm grateful. Please take a nice deep breath. Such a different vibe. But it does feel warm for a polar bear. Still point. Polar bear ancestors. You are the carrier of a bloodline that stretches back for millennia, yet you are uniquely your own self. Take the positive from your ancestry and observe and note the negative. Oh, that's big on planet Earth right now. Great big huge on planet Earth right now. Family dysfunction stops here. What did you learn about work, career, vocation from your family of origin or whatever, or lack thereof, or whatever works, whatever happened, whatever you're scripted to do in this life? And what were the patterns that were passed on that have nothing to do with the truth of who you are, nor for any of your ancestors? It's ego stuff. Family dysfunction stops here. Honor those in your family who honor you. It is a positive and natural action to individuate from your family on your own terms. And look, that can be... Absolutely, that can be a corporation, a company, an office situation, a company like a company of artists, a company of actors, a company of dancers, whatever, culinary arts. I mean, I'm putting it in a creative category because it's Leo, because it's work, career, vocation. So liberating yourself. Oh, with the Five of Pentacles. Oh, there's some shadow work here for you. You can call upon your ancestors to do this. Let me read you the magic. Polar bear magic is ancient, powerful, and profound. Should you wish to heal trauma of any kind, call upon this bear's energy to assist you. I would say that would be helpful in your second level of power, the Liberator, with the shadow work. Workings to address ancestral pain or shame passed down from one generation to the next can benefit from polar bear energy. I mean, I grew up hearing stories from my grandparents about the Great Depression, and, it wasn't fun. And I don't make fun of the Depression. A lot of people do, and I find it funny. But, I heard it a lot as a kid. And so it gave me this nose to the grindstone, which is horrible exfoliation. Well, they didn't have BRA pore strips yet. History, right? So, you do the best you can, but I don't need to do that. That doesn't help with this particular career that I'm in, burning myself out, right? Grinding myself down to a fine powder every day and reconstituting and doing it again in the morning. No. So look, I like this read for the Leo collective in general, but get there is a much larger picture to this, and certainly call upon your ancestors, right? Symbolic, right? What is it that you do? Work, career, vocation. You have ancestors from all of them anyway. Just remember, it's not always about DNA, because you don't always incarnate in the same bloodline every single time. Huh? And on your higher self experiences all of your past lives at once. Huh? Yeah. Bigger, bigger, bigger. You can be your own ancestor. Boo. Okay, we're going to put it together in a blessimation. It's a blessing and a summation. God, I love what I do for a living. And my clients do too, as do my patrons on Patreon, because I'm the fun one. And I make it look good, I hope. So, the blessimation. After the blessimation, the reading's over. But if you want to hang around for the end, I have to release all of this energy, and I usually do it by letting loose whatever goofy I am holding in reserve. Not that there's much left. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And here we go. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Leo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, to be blessed with all that they need in their vocation, to radiate the regal feminine within them, using their benevolent authority to protect others like a lioness would, because they have the Ten of Pentacles wisdom on the inside, the harvest. It's there to be harvest. They may not even know it. And with this Page of Swords, maybe communication triggers that, or maybe they are sending forth Her Majesty's edicts, communications, out into the world, because we're the missing pieces of the puzzle. We are the missing piece that complete the puzzle of the universe, and therefore we are uncovering our confidence bit by bit as we go spiritually, right? Spiritually, mystically, so that In our career, may we be blessed with freeing ourselves and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns, going with the guidance, grace, inspiration of the star, heart, third eye crown. It's like tuned in. Everything's in alignment. Frequency, download, do it. Go. But whoopsie doopsie, there's a Five of Pentacles on the outer, which does feel rough. But it's lead. It's lead, and it's there to be alchemized, hence demystifying the darkness, because our shadow, individually and collectively, shows us where our love needs to be sent, not our condemnation. We've been doing that for thousands of years, right, ancestors? Go harder! Yeah, not enjoying my incarnation, might have to come back again, right? Not so much. Let's demystify. We can do that alchemy so that in our work, may we be blessed with all that we need, embracing our gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life with respects for both sides of the argument. It's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Choo, 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 choo. While hanging out as the hangman, sacrificing our point of view, our time, our energy, to an extent in the physical world, to take time out and look at this while we polish our heart, because feeling is a power that helps us heal, and it is essential for the alchemy. It's so whatever we're feeling about work, we can find the balance, but we gotta love whatever arises. Love that back on, right? If we're tired or exhausted, we just want to burn down the village. It's okay, we're not going to do that, but it's okay. I gotta see this differently, right? May we be blessed with all that we need, and call upon the powers of our ancestors. And yeah, the repercussions of decisions made before we have Wi-Fi, I think, is pretty much forgivable. And certainly to our ancestors who have already done what we are doing, but in a way that has not quite been done the same way. May we be blessed with their guidance, their grace, their love, their wisdom, their power, that we may alchemize our sacred contracts from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, poverty to prosperity, healing this world, shifting it to a more golden timeline, with love, wisdom, power, guidance, and grace for all, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as I will it. So let it be done. So would it be. So it is. How's that for the Queen archetype just dropping in to say hi? I love my work. Did you like it? Hit the thumbs up. Come on, you're a Leo. It's about you. Of course you like it. It's problematic, but when it's work, career, vocation, smooth sailing, 24/7, 365, unless you got it like that, then you don't need a reading. But if you want a reading, there is a link in the description box to a YouTube video, Booking a Reading with Mal. Go figure, right? Explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal. Perhaps we're afraid to ask, but I always say, I've never met a Leo that was afraid to ask anything. So click the link if you wanna. It's fine, I need to redo the video. I did it 2 years ago. It's ready for a redo. I just don't have time right now. And if you want the deeper dive, why don't I have the time now? Because I'm over on Patreon. I love Patreon. I'm telling you, go look at the menu. 8 different levels. All of them get the daily check-ins and the extendeds, right? Gods, Goddesses, top tier. You're a Leo, you're probably interested. $20 a month gets you everything. Seeker gets you the dailies and the extendeds, and lots going on in between. So if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more moi, come Patreon on Patreon, because I don't take myself that seriously, and I'm the fun one. The Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but just call me Mal, and I love you, my Leos. Have at it, do it, shine your light at full capacity, let them have it, but do the work required, and that you have ancestors is a really cool deal in this too. I'll be chatting with mine later tonight, I have a feeling. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of all of this, my beloveds. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.